Hey everyone, I welcome you to the session on artificial intelligence. In this video, I'll be covering all the domains and concepts involved under the umbrella of artificial intelligence. There's a lot to cover in this session, and let me quickly run through today's agenda. So, we're going to begin the session by understanding the history of artificial intelligence and how it came into existence. We follow this by looking at why we are talking about artificial intelligence now. Why has it gotten so famous right now? Then we will look at what exactly is artificial intelligence. We will discuss the applications of artificial intelligence. After which we will discuss the basics of AI, wherein we will understand the different types of artificial intelligence. And we will talk about future of artificial intelligence and what it's going to unfold. Now before we begin the session, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated. So let's move ahead and take a look at our first topic, which is history of artificial intelligence. So guys, the concept of artificial intelligence goes back to the classical ages. Under Greek mythology, the concept of machines and mechanical men were well thought of. So an example of this is Talos. Talos was a giant animated bronze warrior who was programmed to guard the island of Crete. Now these are just ideas, nobody knows this was actually implemented, but machine learning and AI were thought of long ago. Now let's get back to 19th century. Now 1950 was speculated to be one of the most important years for the introduction of artificial intelligence. In 1950, Alan Turing published a paper in which he speculated about the possibility of creating machines that think. So he created what is known as the Turing test. This test is basically used to determine whether or not a computer can think intelligently like a human being. So he noted that thinking is difficult to define and devised his famous Turing test. So basically, if machine can carry out a conversation that was indistinguishable from the conversation with human being, it was reasonable to say that machine is thinking, meaning that the machine will pass the Turing test. Now unfortunately, up to this date, we haven't found a machine that has fully cleared the Turing test. So the Turing test was actually the first serious proposal in the philosophy of artificial intelligence. Followed by this was the era of 1951. This was also known as game AI. So in 1951, by using Ferranti Mark I machine of University of Manchester, a computer scientist known as Christopher Strachey wrote a checkers program, and at the same time a program was written for chess as well. Now these programs were later improved and redone, but this was the first attempt at creating programs that could play chess or that would compete with humans in playing chess. This is followed by the year 1956. Now this is probably the most important year in the invention of AI, because in 1956 for the first time the term artificial intelligence was coined. So the term artificial intelligence was coined by John McCarthy at Dartmouth Conference in 1956. Coming to the year 1959, the first AI laboratory was established. This period marked the research era for AI. The first AI lab where research was performed is MIT lab, which is still running till date. In 1960, the first robot was introduced to General Motors assembly line. In 1961, the first chatbot was invented. Now we have Siri, we have Alexa, but in 1961 there was a chatbot known as Eliza, which was introduced. This is followed by the famous IBM Deep Blue. In 1997, the news broke down that IBM's Deep Blue beats the world champion Garry Kasparov in the game of chess. So this was the kind of first accomplishment of AI. It was able to beat the world champion at chess. So in 2005, when DARPA Grand Challenge was held, the robotic car named Stanley, which was built by Stanford Racing Team, won the DARPA Grand Challenge. That was another big accomplishment of AI. In 2011, IBM's question answering system Watson defeated the two greatest Jeopardy champions, Brad Rutter and Ken Jennings. So guys, this is how AI evolved. It started off as a hypothetical situation. Right now, it is the most important technology in today's world. If you look around everywhere, everything around us is running through AI. So AI covers domains such as machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, natural language processing, knowledge-based expert systems, and so on. It also made its way into computer vision and image processing. And now the question here is, if AI has been here for over half a century, why it has suddenly gained so much importance, and why are we talking about artificial intelligence now? Let me tell you the main reason for the demand of AI. The first reason is what? We have more computation power now. So artificial intelligence requires a lot of computing power. Recently, many advances have been made and complex deep learning models are deployed. And one of the greatest technology that made this possible are GPUs. Since we have more computation power now, it is possible for us to implement AI in our daily aspects. The second most important reason is that we have a lot of data at present. We are generating data at an immeasurable pace. So we are generating data through social media, through IoT devices. In every possible way, there's a lot of data. For that, we need to find a solution or a method that can help us to process this much data and help us to derive useful insights so that we can grow business with the help of the data. So that process is basically artificial intelligence. So in order to have an useful AI agent to make smart decisions like telling which item to recommend next when you shop online or how to classify an object from an image, AI are trained on large data sets and big data enable us to do this more efficiently. The next reason is now we have better algorithms. Right now we have very effective algorithms which are based on idea of neural networks. Neural network is the concept behind deep learning. Since we have better algorithms which can do better computations and quicker computations with more accuracy, the demand for AI has increased. Another reason is that universities, governments, startup and tech giants are all investing in AI. So companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft have heavily invested in artificial intelligence because they believe that AI is the future. So AI is rapidly growing both as a field of study and also as an economy. Okay, this is the right time for you to understand what is artificial intelligence and how it works. So let's move on and understand what is exactly AI. And the term artificial intelligence was first coined in 1956 by John McCarthy at Dartmouth Conference. I already mentioned this before. This was the birth of AI in 1956. Now, how did he define artificial intelligence? John McCarthy defined artificial intelligence as the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. In other words, artificial intelligence is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, like visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. So, AI is a technique of getting machines to work and behave like humans. In recent past, artificial intelligence has been able to accomplish this by creating machines and robots that have been used in wide range of fields including healthcare, robotics, marketing, business analytics, and many more. Norwig and Russell go on to explore four different approaches that have historically defined the field of AI. These definitions vary along two main dimensions. The ones on top are concerned with thought processes and reasoning, whereas the ones on the bottom address behavior. Thinking humanly requires getting inside of human mind to see how it works and then comparing our computer program to this. This is what cognitive science attempts to do. This is a cognitive modeling approach and there are two ways to do this. Through introspection, trying to catch our own thoughts as they go by, or through psychological experiments. Once we have a sufficiently precise theory of mind, it becomes possible to express the theory as a computer program. Thinking rationally approach to AI uses symbolic logic to capture the law of rational thought as symbols that can be manipulated. Reasoning involves manipulating the symbols according to well-defined rules, kind of like algebra. The result is an idealized model of human reasoning. This is the laws of thought approach, and this approach is attractive to theorists, that is, modeling how humans should think and reason in an ideal world. Acting rationally is the rational agent approach. It is the study of rational agents. A rational agent is an agent that acts to achieve its best performance for a given task. An agent is just something that perceives and acts. The so-called agent program that we refer here is expected to do more than the traditional computer program. It is expected to create and perceive the goal, change state, and operate autonomously. Acting humanly is the Turing test approach. The Turing test proposed by Alan Turing in 1950 was designed to provide a satisfactory operational definition of intelligence. Turing defined intelligent behavior as the ability to achieve human level performance in all cognitive tasks sufficient to fool an interrogator. The test he proposed is that the computer should be interrogated by a human via teletype and passes the test if the interrogator cannot tell if there is a computer or a human at the other end. To date, no program has yet passed the Turing test. In order to pass the Turing test, a computer program must possess the capabilities like speech recognition, natural language understanding and generation, and speech synthesis, knowledge representation, learning, and automated reasoning and decision making. Artificial intelligence has made it possible for machines to learn from experience and grow to perform human-like tasks. A lot of flashy examples of artificial intelligence you hear about, like self-driving cars, just playing computers, rely heavily on deep learning and natural language processing. Using these technologies, computer can be trained to accomplish specific tasks by processing large amount of data and recognizing patterns in data. There are a lot of areas which contribute to artificial intelligence, namely mathematics, sociology, philosophy, computer science, psychology, neuroscience, and biology. Let's look around the top used applications of AI. Google's AI powered predictions. A lot of people rely on Google Maps to get them to work on time or simply how to get from point A to B, but few suspects that the app is powered by AI algorithms. In fact, Google Maps relies heavily on AI to determine the estimated time of arrival, traffic delay time, and factoring in unexpected delays such as accidents and construction. Google Maps received a big boost after it acquired Waze, a crowdsourced traffic app, in 2013. This allowed them to better estimate the traffic flow, which would determine the optimal route to take in order to get to your destination on time. Ride sharing apps. We all love to use ride sharing apps like Uber and Lyft, but did you know that they run on AI? Have you ever thought about how they calculate the price of the trip or how they minimize the time you have to wait for the car to reach your location? All of this is done with the help of machine learning. Uber uses to predict the user demand for rides during rush hour and other peak usage times, and includes the price surcharge as well as for many other details involved in hailing a ride. In fact, Uber uses machine learning algorithm for additional services that it offers such as food delivery with Uber Eats. AI Autopilot. Whenever we get on the flight, we are greeted by the pilot over the intercom who tells us about the time of the trip and whether any turbulence will be expected. However, thanks to AI, the pilot's job is much easier. In fact, the pilot only has to steer the aircraft for 7 minutes, which is done only during the takeoff and landing, according to the data from Boeing. This is a great example of how AI is keeping us safe while reducing the number of hours humans have to work. Plagiarism checkers. Many high school and college students are familiar with services like Turnitin, a popular tool used by instructors to analyze students' writing for plagiarism. While Turnitin doesn't reveal precisely how it detects plagiarism, research demonstrates how machine language can be used to develop a plagiarism detector. Historically, plagiarism detection for regular text like essays books relies on having a massive database of reference materials to compare to the student's text. Anyhow, ML can help detect the plagiarizing of sources that are not located within the database, such as sources in foreign languages or older sources that have not been digitized. Have you wondered why certain emails get caught by the spam filter? The reason is that AI algorithms scan the email content for the special keywords which are common to the most spam messages. These can include words such as one-time offer or messages that come from an unknown origin. Moreover, the AI algorithms behind the spam filters are constantly learning in order to adapt the new tactics used by the scammers in order to catch them before the emails get to you. In fact, such spam detection has been used to almost perfection by Google. Through the use of machine learning algorithms, Gmail successfully filtered 99.9% of spam. Facial recognition. Facial recognition is one of the front-runner applications of AI. It is one of the advanced form of biometric authentication capable of identifying and verifying a person using facial features in an image or video from a database. In recent years, there have been increased investment in facial recognition technology. Venture funding in facial recognition startups has seen a huge uptick in 2021. Face recognition uses AI algorithms and machine learning to detect human faces from the background. With advancements in this technology, new use cases and business models in the field of advertising, healthcare, security, proctoring, airport, etc. Voice to text. When artificial intelligence evolved, it touched almost all facets of life and surroundings. Speech recognition is one such technology that is empowered by AI to add convenience to its user. This new technology has the power to convert voice messages to text. Apple Siri and Google Alexa use AI-powered speech recognition to provide voice or text support. Whereas voice-to-text application like Google Dictate transcribe your dictated words to text. Voice recognition is another form of speech recognition where source sound is recognized and matched to the person's voice. Smart home devices, voice assistants, search engines are few examples where speech recognition has seen prominence. Smart personal assistants. An AI personal assistant is a piece of software that understands verbal or written commands and complete tasks assigned by the client. It is an example of weak AI, that is, it can only execute and perform quests designed by the user. Google Assistant, Siri, Google Now, Katana, Amazon Echo, Nina, BlackBerry Assistant, Sylvia, Viv, Dragon Go, Brina Virtual Assistant, Lucida, Mycroft, Blingo, Cubic are some of the top intelligent personal assistant or automated personal assistants. Intelligent personal assistant, automated personal assistant, or automated virtual personal assistant can perform tasks or services on behalf of an individual based on a combination of user input and location awareness. It has the ability to access information from variety of online sources such as weather condition, traffic congestion, news, stock prices, user schedules, and retail prices. Search and recommendations. Your Amazon searches like ironing board, pizza stone, Android charger quickly returns a list of most relevant products related to your search. Amazon doesn't reveal exactly how it's doing this, but in a description of its product search technology, Amazon notes that its algorithm automatically learns to combine multiple relevant features. Catalog structure data provides many relevant features and learn from past search patterns and adapt to what is important to customers. You see recommendations for products you are interested in as customers who viewed this item also viewed and customers who bought this item also bought, as well as via personalized recommendation on homepage, bottom of item pages and through email. Amazon uses artificial neural network to generate these product recommendations. Fraud protection. Machine learning is used for fraud prevention in online credit card transactions. Fraud is the primary reason for online payment processing being more costly for merchants than in-person transaction. AI is deployed not only to prevent fraudulent transaction but also minimize the number of legitimate transactions declined due to being falsely identified as fraudulent. So guys, these were the common applications of artificial intelligence. Now let's discuss the different types of AI. So AI is divided into three different evolutionary stages, or you can say that there are three stages of artificial intelligence. First we have artificial narrow intelligence, followed by artificial general intelligence, and that is followed by artificial super intelligence. Artificial narrow intelligence, which is also known as weak AI, it involves applying artificial intelligence only to specific tasks. Artificial general intelligence is also known as strong AI. It could perform any intellectual task with efficiency like a human. Super AI is level of intelligence of systems at which machine could surpass human intelligence and can perform any task better than human with cognitive properties. It is an outcome of general AI. These are the three stages through which AI can evolve. Let's understand each stage in depth. Artificial narrow intelligence is a stage of artificial intelligence involving machines that can perform only a narrowly defined set of specific tasks. At this stage, the machine does not possess any thinking ability, it just performs a set of predefined functions. Narrow AI is type of AI which is able to perform a dedicated task with intelligence. Narrow AI cannot perform beyond its field or limitations as it is only trained for one specific task. Hence, it is also termed as weak AI. Apple Siri is a good example of narrow AI, but it operates with a limited predefined range of functions. IBM's Watson supercomputer also comes under narrow AI as it uses an expert system approach combined with machine learning and natural language processing. Examples of weak AI includes purchasing suggestions on e-commerce site, speech recognition, image recognition, playing chess, self-driving cars, AlphaGo, Sophia the humanoid, and so on. Artificial general intelligence is a stage in the evolution of artificial intelligence wherein machines will possess the ability to think and make decisions just like us humans. The idea behind the general AI to make such a system which could be smarter and think like human by its own. Currently, there is no such system exist which could come under general AI and can perform any task as perfect as a human. The worldwide researchers are now focused on developing machines with general AI. And it will take lots of efforts and time to develop such systems. Artificial superintelligence is the stage of artificial intelligence when the capability of computers will surpass the human beings. Some key characteristics of strong AI include ability to think, to reason, solve the puzzle, make judgments, plan, learn, and communicate by its own. Super AI is still a hypothetical concept of artificial intelligence. Development of such systems in real is still world-changing task. So these were the different stages of intelligence that a machine can acquire. Now let's understand the types of AI based on their functionality. When someone asks you to explain the different type of artificial intelligence systems, you must categorize them based on their functionalities. Based on the functionality of AI-based systems, AI can be categorized into the following types. Reactive machines AI, limited memory AI, theory of mind AI, self-aware AI. Reactive machines AI. A reactive machine follows the most basic of AI principles, and as its name implies, it is capable of only using its intelligence to perceive and react to the world in front of it. A reactive machine cannot store a memory and as a result cannot rely on past experiences to inform decision making in real time. So these machines only focus on current scenarios and react on it. A famous example of reactive machine is Deep Blue, which was designed by IBM in 1990s as a chess-playing supercomputer and defeated international grandmaster Garry Kasparov. Deep Blue was only capable of identifying the pieces on a chessboard and knowing how each moves based on the rules of chess, acknowledging each piece's present position and determining what the most logical move would be at that moment. Another example of game-playing reactive machine is Google's AlphaGo. AlphaGo is also incapable of evaluating future moves but relies on its own neural network to evaluate developments of the present game, giving it an edge over Deep Blue in a more complex game. Limited memory AI. Limited memory machines can store past experiences and some data for a short period of time. Limited memory artificial intelligence is more complex and presents greater possibility than reactive machines. Limited memory AI has the ability to store previous data and predictions when gathering information and weighing potential decisions, essentially looking into the past for clues on what may come next. Self-driving cars are limited memory AI that uses the data collected in the recent past to make immediate decisions. For example, self-driving cars use sensors to identify civilians crossing the road, steep roads, traffic signals, and so on to make better driving decisions. This helps to prevent any future accidents. Theory of mind AI. Theory of mind AI is more advanced type of artificial intelligence. The concept is based on the psychological premise of understanding that other living things have thoughts and emotions that affect the behavior of oneself. This type of AI focuses mainly on human intelligence, people, beliefs, and be able to interact socially like humans. Essentially, machines would have to be able to grasp and process the concept of mind, the fluctuations of emotions in decision making, and a litany of other psychological concepts in real time, creating a two-way relationship between people and artificial intelligence. The theory of mind AI has not yet been fully developed, but rigorous research is happening in this area. Self-aware AI. Let's just pray that we don't reach the state of AI where machines have their own consciousness and become self-aware. These machines will be smarter than human mind. This type of AI is little far-fetched given the present circumstances. However, in future, achieving the stage of superintelligence might be possible. Let's discuss the major domains of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can be used to solve the real-world problems by implementing the following processes or techniques. AI is a very vast field that covers major domains like machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, robotics, expert systems, fuzzy logic. Machine learning is science of getting machines to interpret, process, and analyze data in order to solve real-world problems. It is a branch of artificial intelligence based on idea that systems can learn from data, identify patterns, and make decisions with minimal human intervention. So machine learning is study of computer algorithms that can improve automatically through experience and by the use of data. It is seen as a part of artificial intelligence. Machine learning algorithms build a model based on a sample data known as training data. Based on the methods and way of learning, machine learning can be classified into supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Deep learning is the process of implementing neural networks on high-dimensional data to gain insights and form solutions. Deep learning is an advanced field of machine learning that can be used to solve more advanced problems. Neural networks is a beautiful biological inspired programming paradigm which enables a computer to learn from observational data. Deep learning is a powerful set of techniques for learning in neural networks. Neural networks are a class of models within a general machine learning literature. Neural networks are a specific set of algorithms that have revolutionized machine learning and artificial intelligence. Neural network and deep learning currently provide the best solution to many problems in image recognition, speech recognition, and natural language processing. Deep learning is the logic behind the face verification algorithm on Facebook, self-driving cars, virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, and so on. Natural language processing refers to the artificial intelligence method of communicating with intelligent systems using a natural language. By utilizing NLP and its components, one can organize the massive chunks of text data, perform numerous automated tasks, and solve a wide range of problems such as machine translation, named entity recognition, sentiment analysis, speech recognition, and topic segmentation. Twitter uses NLP to filter out terroristic language in their tweets. Amazon uses NLP to understand customer reviews and improve user experience. Robotics is a branch of artificial intelligence which focuses on different branches and application of robots. AI robots are artificial agents acting in a real world environment. Artificial intelligence robot is aimed at manipulating the objects by perceiving, picking, moving, and destroying it. Sophia the humanoid is a good example of AI in robotics. Fuzzy logic is an approach to computing based on degrees of truth rather than the usual Boolean logic on which the modern computer is based. Fuzzy logic is used in medical fields to solve complex problems that involve decision making. They are also used in automatic gearboxes, vehicle environment control, and so on. In artificial intelligence, an expert system is a computer system that emulates the decision making ability of a human expert. Expert systems use if then logical notations to solve complex problems. It does not rely on conventional procedural programming. Expert systems are mainly used in information management, medical facilities, loan analysis, virus detection, and so on. So, with this, we come to an end of types of AI. Now, let's discuss the future of AI and its impact on human life. Artificial intelligence is a completely automated intelligence system that can help shoppers to find what exactly they need. Using AI, brands can more intelligently and efficiently scan through petabytes of data to predict customer behavior and offer relevant and helpful recommendations to individual consumers. As the sports betting industry and technology have grown on large scale, predicting the outcome of sports match using technology approach is now crucial. In fact, humans have a certain limitation when processing a large set of information. However, artificial intelligence techniques can overcome this issue. Machine learning can be used to predict the result of matches. Be it in soccer or in cricket where massive data is available, a model outcome can be created to predict the upcoming confrontations. One of the best practical application of this can be conveyed through the project made by the students at Great Learning on IPL cricket match outcome predictions using AI techniques. Many businesses take up AI technology to reduce the operational cost, increase efficiency, grow revenue, and improve customer experience. By deploying the right AI technology, your business may gain the ability to save time and money by automation, increase productivity and operational efficiency, avoid mistakes and human error, make faster business decisions based on the outputs from the cognitive technologies, increase revenue by identifying and maximizing sales opportunities. We have seen many politicians studying people's perspectives by employing AI techniques and then modifying their views accordingly to gain more supporters. During the presidential election in Russia in 2018, a candidate named Allies ran for president. She ran her campaign using a slogan like "The President Who Knows You Best," and she did receive a couple thousand votes. To be correct, Allies was not a she but an artificial intelligence system. Allies' campaign page is still up. Many political parties have now employed machine learning experts to carry out sentiment analysis by crawling tweets through natural language processing by assigning mood labels like joy, sadness, neutral, anger. And these complex techniques help them to evaluate the overall mood of social media users on any trending social and political issues. They are also using these technologies for future vote predictions by analyzing past voting patterns. A Swedish company, Oculus AI, has refined image recognition to science and rolled it into a new mobile app called Productify. This app lets consumers to take a photo of a product and find and purchase similar products on internet. And this connects the physical world of the user to the digital world of the client. Last year, scientists at Babylon, a global tech company focusing on digital health, found a new way to use machine learning to diagnose disease. They developed a new AI symptom checkers which helps in reducing diagnostic mistake in primary care. Currently, AI has also emerged in the field of sports. AI in sports training is being used to provide real-time feedback and build personalized training programs for players. Predictive analysis by AI can be applied in sports to improve health and fitness. AI is also being used to enhance the performance of the players. Apps like HomeCourt make use of computer vision and machine learning to assess basketball player skill and giving them a good medium to improve. Financial firms are using AI to improve security and transparency in system for payment fraud detection and prevention, as well as for identity verification to meet regulatory requirements associated with anti-money laundering and know your customer. Artificial intelligence is known for streamlining processes securely, but when it comes to digital payment solution, AI goes beyond streamlining and offering security. AI brings automation and enables user to monitor online payments. AI translators are digital tools that use artificial intelligence to not only to translate the words that are written or spoken, but also to translate the meaning of the message. Facebook AI is introducing MTM 100, the first multilingual machine translation model that can translate between any pair of 100 languages without relying on English data. So with this we come to an end of the session, and thank you. Thank you so much for watching. And please do subscribe our channel.